All right, Saggy Waggy, welcome back, Sagittarius. This is going to be your tarot and oracle reading. Good for all Sagittarius placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Of course, be sure to check your other placements and only take what resonates. These readings are timeless. Personal readings can all be found down in the description box in the pinned comment, Sag. But we're just going to dive right into it. I did pull some astral oracle cards for your general energies, and we're going to clarify with tarot here. But I was kind of meditating on your energy, and your energy felt different. I do feel like you're going through a little bit of a shift, and I feel like you're also being challenged at the same time, but it's almost like this call to mature in a way. And that was confirmed when I pulled the Saturn card. Some of you guys could be going through your Saturn return, so your Saturn could be in the sign of Aries. You could also have a late degree Saturn in Pisces, because Pisces energy was strongly coming through. I don't have it as one of the astro cards, but that energy was certainly coming through. So this could also be indicative of like spiritual maturity in a sense. But I almost feel like you're being asked to grow through difficulty, which is what Saturn does. Second card out, we got Gemini, card number 3 from the Astral Oracle, Cross Pollinate. Some of you guys are life path 3. You could be born on the 3rd. But there is something here. I also feel like you're generating a lot of ideas, or things that you're going through currently could generate ideas in the future moving forward. And I don't know why ideas are so strongly coming through with this Gemini energy. Of course, that's an energy that corresponds with Gemini, because Gemini is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, they're very good at socializing and networking. They're also very much like the jack of all trades and very hands-on, very tactical, and they like to learn and absorb information. So I feel like you're absorbing a lot of information through the challenges and difficulties that you've been going through, and you're learning something in the process. Final card out here for the Astro Oracle is, square, semi-square, and quincunx tension, card number 54. Some of you guys could be 54 years old. So again, I feel like this square energy certainly corresponds to the Saturn energy and the general energy of you being like somewhat challenged, or there could also be delays. So you could be being like tested because like through your resilience to keep pushing through the challenges or difficulties or delays that you're experiencing. You could also be having setbacks or challenges either with friendships. There could be something about a neighbor coming through for some of you. I'm hearing the floor above you. Something about somebody's mailbox. But also, bottom of the Astro Oracle, we do have 7th house relationship. We have the 4th house home, and we have the 11th house community. So yeah, lots of surrounding energies. There's like a lot of energy revolving around other people right now. We have romantic partnerships with the 7th house. We have like parents or being a parent. So, you know, take that how you will. It could also be something with your home, like doing renovations on your home. There could be an issue in your home, like a leaky faucet or toilet or something like that. And then the 11th house corresponds to more so like friendships or like acquaintances or people that you network with. So let's just see when we clarify with tarot here. All right, Saggy Waggy. Something about bats could be significant. I don't know what that's about. And there's that 3 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Some of you guys, you could be going through a breakup or a heartbreak, but some of you guys are going through like a breakup with an employer or a place of employment. Let's just see here. Ooh. We have the 3 of Cups. Yeah, friends or family. And then the Hermit card in the reverse. Some of you guys have been secluding yourselves from friendships or family relationships. Some of you guys chose to walk away from this can go one of two ways. Some of you guys chose to walk away from a friend or family member connection, or you're being called to do so. It's like somebody hasn't matured, somebody hasn't grown up. This could be a father figure for some of you, not all of you. Somebody could also have a Virgo placement with the Hermit in the reversed. I'm trying to figure out why Hermit is in reverse though. Because when I first pulled this energy, it was coming through as an energy of you needing to like get back out there. So I do feel like I'm reading for different groups of Sagittarians here. We'll see what comes out when we get advice. You could also felt like somebody kind of abandoned you in a way. A friend or a family member abandoned you. Maybe they got into a new relationship or something like that, but you're like maturing and realizing that you want to rekindle the connection. Others of you are being called to rejoin a connection. I don't want to give you that advice yet, just because that could be detrimental to the wrong person. So we'll see what comes out when we get advice. But some of you guys could be being called to either walk away or to reconnect with somebody. But why is this cross-pollinate card here for Gemini? I'm sorry, for Sagittarius. The Gemini card. 6 of Cups. Yeah, you know, there could be something here about reconnecting with someone. And that's kind of the vibe I was getting when I literally just said that about the Saturn energy and I was looking at the Gemini energy. And when I said Gemini, because the 6 of Cups is a card of the past, it can be a card of like childhood, nostalgia, memories. It can be a past love, but I'm really not picking this up in a romantic sense. Of course, we're going to do love here in just a moment. Some of you guys are also thinking that you are happier in either a past position at work or a past place of employment, because where you're currently at is not satisfying you either financially or emotionally or both. And there needs to be some boundaries set at work, but don't take that if it's not yours, because it's not for all of you. Ace of Swords here. Yeah, whatever this is, I do feel like the Saturn energy and the Gemini energy are connected. So I'll see if I can pull some more here, but there needs to be some sort of communication. Possibly generating ideas as well, so that either themes from the past don't repeat themselves. Because obviously something either ended for a reason or you walked away for a reason. The relationship was on hold for a reason. And there's a reconnection happening, or you're being called to a reconnection, I believe. Yeah, of something that previously ended. This could be a father figure for some of you. It's important to take things slowly. Understand that your viewpoints are probably going to be a little bit different. Like just say, for example, one person is very like traditional. One person is very progressive. I definitely feel like it's a family connection. It could be friends. Why is this square, semi-square, quincunx energy here for Sag? We have the 4 of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I feel like you're having trouble. And then the Hangman fell out. It's almost like you're having trouble opening up. You're very guarded, especially in the heart chakra. I feel like you've been hurt a lot, whether that's in romantic relationships. I feel like there could be tension in romantic relationships as well right now, so that's probably not helping things. But you're very guarded. And it's creating more tension for you, because remember, we're clarifying the square, semi-square, and quincunx energy. And that is the 4 of Pentacles. And he's very reserved, he's cautious, and he's frugal. So it's almost like you're waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect time for something. But realistically, there is no perfect time or perfect moment. And you need to look at something from a different perspective. Like time could be running out, essentially, for you to either make amends or fix something, and to put your ego aside. And you're meant to mature through this discomfort. So what is Sag's advice here? And we'll move on to love. Justice. Yeah, certainly speaking your truth, bringing things back into balance, or things are going to go back into balance regardless. 2 of Cups. And the Star card, beautiful. I love that energy. Lover's card at the bottom of the deck. You have a very important choice on your hands right now. And it's actually a really beautiful energy. I don't want to show that one for too long just because it's a star card, but Justice card, the Two of Cups, and the Star card. You guys know that the Star card is my favorite card in the tarot for a reason, because it comes after the Tower moment, and you're meant to, you know, realize that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you can come together with whomever this portion is talking about, and you can each put an effort in that's coming from a genuine place within the heart, but you have to put your boundaries down and you have to put your guard down in order to do that. And I feel like everything else is going to fall into place and into order and into balance. Truth will be spoken, things will be leveled out, and things will be righted that were previously wronged. So yeah, beautiful energy for you, Sag. We're going to move on to love for you. If you're watching on TikTok, you can hop over to my YouTube. All right. And personal readings, as always, Sag, can be found down in the description box in the pinned comment. All right, Sag. Sag in love. What is going on for my Saggies in love? Six of Swords in reverse. I just saw 111. Actually, it was 1111 on my timer. You guys could be seeing 1111. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. Somebody, it looks like somebody's failing to walk away. Queen of Swords in reverse. Oof. That is a cold-hearted energy, I'll tell you that much. Cold-hearted B word for sure. Somebody could be evaluating their options. I feel like that could be you, Sag. I don't know. Three of Swords. I knew there was something with love going on. Yeah, somebody's thinking about walking away. Okay, confirmation, confirmation, confirmation. There could have been, or at least they're suspected lying, cheating, stealing. Somebody could have just been talking to somebody else. That could be a breach of trust or loyalty. Whether one person views it as a breach in trust or loyalty, or both of you do, it doesn't really matter. If it breaches one person's values, then it's a breach of trust and loyalty to me. But I do feel like there's a little bit of introspection that needs to be had before you decide to pull the trigger and walk away completely. Make sure that you're ready for that. Don't make a decision that you're being forced to by outside opinions. Certainly, this is a decision that needs to come from within yourself, not other people's speculation on the relationship or the topic. I'm just going to go ahead and start clarifying. It looks like, you know, I feel like you're the one that's heartbroken. Both of you could be heartbroken, and you could be coming through as this Queen of Swords in reverse, which is understandable if your heart is broken. But I always remind people that the Three of Swords, you know, it's a heartbreak card. The Three of Swords is a swords card because heartbreak is mental. So there's a mental element that really encompasses the energy of heartbreak. But it's all swords energy here, so lots of mind games and vicious words and angry communication. Nine of Wands, yeah. You're ready to give up, but you haven't quite pulled the plug, which is okay. Like I said, you need to be ready to make that decision. Ace of Cups, Three of Cups, because part of you wants a reunion or wants a new beginning, or something about friends or family could be significant. You could want to keep this person as a friend, or maybe you're listening to friends and family members' advice, which I told you not to do, Sag. Somebody could be pregnant. I know that's oddly specific, but there's two cards of pregnancy on the table here. So that could be another issue. But don't let a baby be the only reason you stick around. Like if there was certainly lying, cheating, stealing, or abuse, leave. I almost feel like you're wanting this person to initiate it. Why is the Queen of Swords here? Page of Swords. Yeah, it's almost like, you know, somebody could have tried to come at you with some sort of like argument or disagreement or nasty thing that they said or did, and you came back 10 times harder. Like, okay, you're going to be nasty to me. I'm going to be even worse. Don't test me right now. You know, you saw yourself as like a happily ever after with this person, but unfortunately, it wasn't built on a solid foundation and it was meant to crumble in order for you ultimately to rebuild yourself. But you're tossing around officially leaving. Three of Wands. Yeah, you're waiting, which is okay. I definitely think there could be a third party involved. And when I say that, it doesn't necessarily mean cheating. It can be, but it just means there's an outside third party interference. So it could be a mother-in-law, a friend. It could be whoever or whatever. Why is the Three of Swords here? Queen of Swords again. That could also be the third party, the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Somebody could have an air sign placement. Also another fire sign could be significant. Nine of Cups, the Sun card, King of Pentacles. I do feel like you're realizing your worth, which is good. You're standing in your integrity, knowing what you want and what will make you happy and what your values are. But maybe this is a long-term relationship. Maybe you truly love this person. Maybe you saw yourself getting married to this person. Maybe you are married to this person. You know, maybe there's children involved. There's other complicating factors that's making it harder for you to just, you know, walk away just in an instant, which is okay. You're allowed to have anxiety. You're allowed to think things through. You're allowed to take your time to make these decisions because it's a huge decision. Anything else here before I get advice? Seven of Wands in reversed. Empress. I mean, there could certainly be... The Queen of Swords doesn't necessarily have to be you. King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Six of Wands, the Moon card. It could be you, and then that Page of Swords could have been the third party or whoever else is involved in this connection. Strength card, Wheel of Fortune. It was kind of pre-written to happen this way in order for you to find yourself and to find your value and your own self-sufficiency and stability. And I feel like a new beginning is coming in for you in divine time. But you're meant to find your resilience, your perseverance, your courage, your strength, your Leo energy through all of this. And that's kind of what we were talking about with the astro cards as well. Like, you're being challenged to grow up and mature through difficulty right now, and that's okay. It's not the most comfortable, but that's how we grow the most exponentially in the shortest amount of time, is through challenge and difficulty. We don't grow when we're all sunshine and rainbows and everything's fine and dandy, right? So, you know, you take some, you lose some, but I think that you're ultimately gaining more in the long run. But let's get advice for you, Sag. I know it's not an optimal situation here, but it was certainly meant to happen this way for you to learn. Advice. Nine of Swords. Yeah, you're certainly having a lot of anxiety, probably not sleeping very well. Could be having nightmares, night terrors. King of Wands. You could be replaying some sort of like promiscuity over and over in your head. You know, roles can always be flipped. This could be you, and that's fine. You know, we're all meant to learn things in our own form and fashion. But Eight of Cups here. I think by eclipse season, which is coming up very fast, you're ultimately going to realize it's not worth the anxiety and the sleepless nights, and it's just not aligned with who you are and what your values are. And you're going to realize that it is time to walk away. So something about Virgo energy is very significant. You have the Star card again at the bottom of the deck. You're meant to heal through this by moving on to your divine timeline and ultimately generating some sort of new beginning for yourself. The Fool card. So beautiful energy. As far as major arcanas go, I have Leo. I mean, we talked about several. We talked about Virgo with the Hermit. Yeah, that's the only major I have. As far as other, I have a lot of swords, so a lot of air energy, a lot of fire energy, but yeah, it could be any zodiac sign, so don't take that literally. But personal readings down in the description box in the pinned comment, Sag. But much love and stay groovy.